I hate videos. Now, you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in the world today. We are so excited to be able to have this conversation with you and bring you my awesome guest, Michelle 𝐏𝐿𝐕𝐄. And she is joining us all the way from Denmark. Can you believe it? Um, I just love how small the world became after the pandemic because we realized that we can use technology to bridge the gap and make this world smaller so we can have conversations with anybody all over the world. So if you tuned in live, we are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and also on Africa Radio. So without further ado, let's bring our amazing guest on. Hello.
Hi from Denmark. And good afternoon.
Oh, it's afternoon for you. It's morning for me still.
Exactly.
And in South Africa, it's evening. So that's why we have to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in the world today. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Michelle. It's awesome to have you here.
It's an honor. And I was actually just thinking before, because we've done another show, you and I, you invited me to something else, that it's always safe being on your shows.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It is a safe space, and we're just super excited to be able to highlight you and allow people to learn from you. That's the awesome part. I just got a message. Okay. I just got a message in to let me know that the sound is good. So thank you, Chrislyn, for letting me know. It is Wednesday, March 22nd, and we're still celebrating International Women's Month, right?
Exactly.
I was joking with someone on the 8th of March, and I said to them, no, like, we're not just taking the day, the month is ours. Why don't we take it? So it's my privilege and my honor to be able to bring you here on this platform with me, Michelle. Won't you please tell everyone who you are and what you do?
Oh, who I am. That doesn't only take an hour.
Right?
So, who I am, I'm Michelle 𝐏𝐿𝐕𝐄, as you pronounce perfectly. I'm a mom to two wonderful children, a teen and a teenage girl and a boy. That's 10. I'm a wife to my soulmate and best friend. And I'm a social worker, actually, also in Denmark. That's some of it.
Right?
Then I'm also coach, psychotherapist mentor, cognitive mentor. I have a bachelor's degree in social work, and I'm co-author of different books, also about gratitude and about business. Also, I'm a speaker and I'm a board member of Human Rights Council India branch. So I do a
Awesome.
lot. And
Yes.
I love blogging and writing on LinkedIn too.
Wow.
Mm.
And almost a co-author of a book about Ubuntu.
The most important book, if you ask me.
Yes, because community is everything.
Mm.
It is. Thank you. Um, wow. Let's say hello to our studio audience. Oh my gosh. So Diane Bayer says, good morning from Philadelphia. Nice to see you here. Thank you, Diane, for being here. I have my mic and I'm just trying to hide it away. Diane says she loves our global connections and friends. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we have the amazing Whitney Koch here. She's saying hi to Diane, but thank you for tuning in, Whitney. Nice to see you. And then we have Karen Rivera. She says, greetings from Piney Woods of East Texas. Thank you for being here. And also, Chrislyn Skipper's tuning in from all the way from Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh, I love that. Hi.
Nice to have you guys. Yes, Diane says community is everything.
Mm.
And I'd also like to say hello to the people that are tuned in on the radio. Um, let's go. Hello to you, Divine. Thank you for being here. Cecilia Liss as well. Thank you. Um, Adele Smith is also tuned in, as well as you, Tanya. Thank you for being here. So awesome to see people supporting us on across platforms. So
Thank you.
yes, thank you. It's awesome to see that. So Michelle, let's put the spotlight back on you.
Hmm.
Um, won't you tell us a little bit about your career journey and how you got to the place where you are today.
You always ask the easy questions. The thing people needs to know that is that you prepare, you ask uh, maybe one, two, or three questions before this, but nothing really. It's not planned, and I love that.
Mhm.
And over the years, we've actually become good friends or sisters. So
Sisters.
you know me pretty good. So you know my journey and what has brought me here. The short answer is a lot of contrast. Um, I've been through a lot. I've failed a bunch of times. I've chosen a bunch of times to change directions in my life, but it has always been with the heart of that I love helping people. I love I have it in uh, uh, my resume also that I write I love the special glimpse that people get in their eye when they smile or when they actually catch that they are able to do something. So that has pushed me ahead. That is why I want to help people. What it gives me, uh, it's hard to describe in words, but it's a special feeling of being able to serve people. And the words coming out of my mouth now is actually haven't been easy to explain, because who knows what we want when we are younger and why we want it. And I was having a conversation yesterday with my daughter. She's 16, and she said, "Yeah, but isn't money everything?" And money is great. I love buying things. I love traveling. But no, it's not everything. So a lot of choices. I've made a lot of choices, and I've changed perspective over the years. Um, Looking things from different perspectives. So yeah, um, my mom was very sick, so my perspective have I've chosen my perspective to always be how can we be healthy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, perspective. I think what we don't realize is that we are entitled to change it, right?
Mm, we have
We,
to.
we don't have to remain the same.
No.
Um, I remember a conversation that I had with someone years ago now, but it was because I hadn't really seen them and spoken with them too much prior to for quite a few years. And they said to me, "My, you've changed." And I thought to myself, have I really? But what I discounted is that, you know, during that period of time, it was probably about 9 years. During that period of time, a conversation on the phone doesn't really encapsulate the change or the transformation that you go through. And as you change, as you experience life, you change. And as you change, your perspective on things changes. So I'm so glad and excited to bring this conversation to everyone because we need to know that yes, we can remain in our comfort zone if that's what we want to do, but there's no growth beyond that, inside of that. The growth is only outside of your comfort zone. And when you grow, when you change, yes, your perspective has to change.
Mm,
So thank you, Michelle. You really helped me to see that before we had this conversation. So I'm excited. Yes. I speak about Ubuntu a lot. You know this
mm,
because you know me. And the reason why I speak about Ubuntu is because to me, people is everything. People, right? People and really connecting with them heart to heart
mm.
because community is so important. So, what does community mean to you?
Again, actually, the thing is, if I stumble on my words and if it seems like that I'm thinking a lot, is that the last half year I changed my perspective, not my feelings about people and not my will to help people, but my perspective on where I am in life and what I had to do. So for a lot of years, my perspective on life was that I was very different. In some aspects, I am a little bit crazy, or maybe a lot. Um, but going into COVID, I found out when I went online and found a community of people all over the world that I was not alone. The community I found was everywhere. And community to me and the perspective on that is that we need each other. We are we can do a little alone, but we can do everything together. Now that's not easy, actually. It's easy to say, it's easy to write, and I've written a lot of posts about it, but actually living it when you are brought up by having to manage yourself and fight for your life or for what you need, you tend to feel and cope with being yourself and relying on yourself. So me actually starting to choose to get help and uh, having a community and using my network and and practicing what I preached has actually been a journey and still is. I'm frank, I'm totally honest. It still is because the thought of I can do this quicker and easier myself always comes to mind. But we have to change that perspective because we can't. It's bull. We need each other. We need each other to lift together. So, community to me is feeling alive. That that is how I feel now because I have gotten a larger community. Uh, where I work now, I have wonderful co-workers. I needed to change my perspective on that too because I actually have a job beside of my business because my business wasn't giving me what I needed.
Mm,
So again, but nothing. Everything happens for a reason. So I am at the perfect place at the perfect time. And these people are really, really, really making me feel comfortable and that I fit in.
mm. Awesome. I love that. And you highlighted something that is so important. Um, we can't do it all. We want to, but sometimes we need to take off the cape, right?
Exactly.
We need to remember that we are not superhuman. We try to, we do try, but together we can do so much more.
Oh,
Um, let's see what the comments are saying.
mm,
Hello to you, Ayoola. Thank you for tuning in. I have my sister-in-law says good morning,
oh,
Auntie Inga. Says we sound great. Thank you, sis, for being here. Kristen says perspective is everything. How we see people and situations determines how we handle everything. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, and this is from my niece. It's my niece using my sister-in-law's account. Thank you, Aaron. And Whitney, Karen says hi. And hello to you, Ileana. Thank you for tuning in. Diane says, we owe it to ourselves to change ourselves for the better. That is what creates a wonderful life for self. After all, if we stay the same, then we limit ourselves from all the wonderful possibilities life can offer. Yes.
exactly.
Just read what Clifton says, please.
Yeah, I love that. A bit crazy is a good thing. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
Oh my
Thank you.
gosh. And she's commenting for you. If you can read that as well.
Amazingly said. We can do a little alone and we can do everything together. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Diane, she's actually giving you a moment of silence for that. It is so true. Better together always, right?
Mm, exactly.
And Ileana says all superheroes have friends. Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Think about it
Yeah.
like that. That's a good way to think about
Yeah.
it. Thank you, Ileana. That was really good. Wow. Um, hmm. And I want to apologize to the South African listeners on the radio. Uh, we changed our times. So we're in daylight savings right now. And it's actually earlier than what I thought. So it is 11:53 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but it is 5:53 p.m. So thank you for being here. We will amend the future posts so that we post the correct time. Sorry about that. Okay. So Michelle,
Mm,
hmm, you spoke about what community means to you. and you have a community where you live,
mm,
where you work.
mm,
Um, and I know you have a large community online.
mm.
Um, how is it that you were able to cultivate, especially the online community? Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah. I wish I knew. No, no, but I cultivate my community online. Again, lockdown did a lot. And I focus on the possibilities and the positive. So I posted every day for a couple of years. I've been writing with people, but the thing is, I've always had the my how I communicate with people is that I know everyone is honest, but I try to be as real as possible, and that is making mistakes. That is being me and being for example, if I make videos, for a lot of times I try not to fix the videos. I say the wrong words or I mess up, and I try to listen as good as possible to what people are actually saying, again, because
Mm,
coming down to communication and perspective, what we are about 8 or 9 billion people in the world.
mm,
That means that there are about 8 or 9 billion different ways of understanding things. So yeah, we understand that a car have 4 wheels, and for the most part, uh, and a bike have two for the most part, and so on and so on. But when we communicate with each other, it's about where we were brought up, what we were taught as children, what we work with, and what we think. So again, it's about perspective, and how we look at things, and that's not always easy. So when I communicate online, I try to put myself out of the context. It's not about me.
mm,
That's the difficult part, because then you have to put away your ego,
mhm, mhm,
and actually just put out there what the reader needs. So that has been my focus, and people actually liked it. So I think it's a little bit of, I don't know if it's luck, but law of attraction, and a lot of loving. Um, so, and even though I haven't posted that much for, I think, about 4 or 5 months, when I post, people are still there. And it really
mhm,
warms my heart.
mhm,
Again, it comes down to we cannot do everything by ourselves, and I needed to stop at one point posting because I needed to take care of me and some family things going on here in Denmark.
mm. Yes. I want to actually go back to what you said, with regards to cultivating that online community. I
Mm-hmm.
think people don't realize that although you're online, you still need to be you.
Oh, yeah.
You still need to be authentic. And you need to think about how it is to cultivate relationships in person. And just the way you do it there is how you go and you do it online.
Mm-hmm.
People often ask me because I'm a social media strategist and I help people to build their community online. And one thing that people don't really realize is when you're doing that, when you're building that community, you do it just the way you do it in person. So start with, hello, how are you? Right? Um, Many of us have heard about this phrase, but it might be new to the radio community. And this phrase is pitch slapping. What that means is as soon as you connect with someone online, the first communication that they have with you is sending you a pitch,
Mm-hmm.
telling you who they are, what they do, and how they can work with you, how they can help you. Well, I want you to remember something. If you go somewhere and you meet somebody for the first time, and that's what they do, what happens? You'll walk away. You're not interested in becoming friends with that person because all they want to do is sell you and get some of your money, right? So when you want to cultivate a community, you need to pour into them.
Mm,
And like Michelle said, remove your ego and make it about them,
mm,
about who they are, about what they need, about, just remember little things.
mm,
Things like asking, how's your daughter? If the daughter was sick. Or, how was your trip to London? So speaking of London, do you want to share a little bit about your experience? Because I know you just returned from your vacation in London. Tell us a little
exactly.
bit about that.
Yeah, but that was fabulous. And I actually got to meet some people that I've only met online through LinkedIn. Yeah, it was so great. Oriana, and Moses, and wonderful, actually, a guy named Bose. I didn't meet online, but we met on February 2020, where in
Wow.
March everything blew up. So and we kept in
Kept in
touch,
touch.
yeah, online. So I got to meet these people, and they met my family, and I had a wonderful time in London. Now, London and England is a lot like Denmark regarding nature and buildings, but it's a lot bigger too.
Mm.
And we walked 45 kilometers in about 2 days.
What?
Oh yeah, and most of them in 2 days. So vacation, yeah. Uh, so yeah, but it was a wonderful experience, and actually we got the opportunity also to see a demonstration with teachers actually talking about what they need, and putting it out there. Just a little comment. We need to actually help our children's teachers to get the funds that they need
Mm,
everywhere.
mm,
It's not only in England, because teachers are the people actually teaching our children how to live in the world,
yeah.
except for them that are homeschooled, but they are pretty important. So that's just a side comment. But it was a wonderful experience, and I actually love that I can give my children those um, opportunities to learn from life. Um, because with lockdown, we learned a lot over online, but sometimes you need to mix it up. Everything online education or online learning and community is a very good thing.
Mm, mm.
We also need to interact with people and get out there and look each other in the eyes, and give
Don't
each
say
other a hug.
that.
Yeah, I know, but it's true. It's not either or, but both. And I mean it's
Yes.
both, because I don't have the energy to be out there in the real world all the time.
Yes.
I actually get my energy here in front of the camera a lot.
Mm,
um I found that out. But we need to interact, we need that human relations where we can feel and touch and see also. So
yes. One day. One day we'll see each other in person. I'm looking forward to that.
yes, 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 me too, me too.
Yes, but you're so right. Having that online community is important, but we need to cultivate relationships with those that are in our circle, in our area, right?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Um,
But
let's
that, oh,
say,
sorry,
yes,
can I say, it's
yes,
just
go.
it doesn't have to be that way, because a lot of people, they when I tell them here in Denmark, especially because when I'm sitting in front of them, that I really, and you especially, and a couple about 5 or 6 other people, we are lifelong friends,
Yes.
and we talked about this on one of our calls. When we talk for hours, but that we really feel this sisterhood,
Mm-hmm.
that we feel like family. And people, but how can you get that when you never touched or seen each other in real life? But we have,
Yeah, you can.
because the connection, even though that you're sitting in Canada and I'm sitting here, the connection is real, the
Mm-hmm.
feelings are real.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be meeting people outside if you don't feel like it.
Mm.
And like you say, it's the exact same way you meet people outside that you do online. So it's a good, if you have some social anxiety, I've had that for many years.
Mm.
It's a good playing ground doing it like that, because you can start by you when we talk, we lift each other up.
Yes.
Find the people that lift you.
Yes.
It's not always the people that live around you.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the fact. But find the
Yes.
people that actually lift you, even though they are online. They will give you the courage to actually also go out there and get your community around
Yes.
you in that manner.
Yes. And I want to tack on to what you're saying because remember we're speaking about perspective and you need to find people that will help you to change perspective
Mhm.
because the only thing that is constant is change. And we need to change perspective. We need to, when we're faced with those obstacles, with those things in life that seem like we cannot overcome them, and we feel overwhelmed, it is important to change perspective to help us get through that.
Mhm.
Um, let's say hello to the people that are tuned in as well. Um, Let me go to the radio. So, if you would like to join Africa Up Radio's WhatsApp chat, you may do so um, by, let me, I want to give you the phone number so you can send us a message at +2 7 6 9 7 1 4 4 5 2 0 4. Again, +2 7 6 9 7 1 4 4 5 2 0 4. And I'd like to let you know to those that are watching us live right now, at the half an hour, we will be switching over to only be on radio. And if you'd like to tune in and be part of that conversation, please go ahead and go to this link that is scrolling across your screen, africa.co.za. Um, let's just say hello to some people. So, Divine is commenting on a song that I actually played earlier before we came live, and this is Freshly Ground. She said she loves the song, and so does Lady C. Um, Also, I read a poem by Maya Angelou, Still I Rise. And if you're interested, please go ahead and look it up. Um, that poem will change your life. It's really about, the obstacles that we face in life and rising above them anyway. So awesome. Um, Chrislyn says she really loved this poem. Yes, we need to carry ourselves in a positive way, even if trials and troubles fill us. People should always see you as an inspiration, even if you don't feel like one at the time.
Mm.
And we all face obstacles, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good evening to my fellow presenter. This is Noreen Rampono says, good evening, AKR family. Tuned in for the first time today. Hi, Inga. I love your guest. Thank you. And then we also have Buddy tuning in as well. I believe she's in Cape Town. And then another presenter who is heading up the New Zealand division of AKR. His name is Wayne, and he says, "Greetings, just tuned in from New Zealand." Thank you for being here with us.
Hey.
Um, let's say also, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to go to the top of where we stopped and just say, thank you, Ayo. Let's connect. He says he's a chef and he's happy to hear about my career and yours. So he's very impressed. Whitney is highlighting that we're speaking about authenticity. So important when you're cultivating those relationships.
Mm.
Um, and I may not be getting all the comments pulled from LinkedIn because Diane is saying hello, good morning to Valerie. And I'm guessing she's speaking about Valerie Weber. If you're still watching, Valerie, thank you for tuning in. Uh, and he says, Ayer says, but how perfect do you cope with family and your career? How do you cope with family and career, Michelle?
One step at a time.
Mm,
And because some it's really the last half year, no, all my life there's been diversity, there's been issues, but I've always chosen
mm,
to look at the positive, and it is a choice,
yes.
but it's not having something bad happening to you and then just saying, "Oh, but I will be perfectly happy now."
No.
No, it's not. I can get frustrated.
Hmm.
I can yell. My children says that when I really not that much today, but a couple of years ago, when I really get mad, my eyes get black.
Oh.
So
Uh,
yeah, no, and the good thing is that I've learned a lot from my children because I choose to have a conversation with them. I choose to, if I've done something that I shouldn't have, for example yelling,
mm,
I choose to say I'm sorry,
mm,
because children need to see
mm,
that we can mess up too,
mm,
and I don't do everything perfect. That is why I am where I am. You asked
mm,
me in the start, how did I come today?
mm,
Because I make a lot of mistakes.
mm,
It hasn't been easy because again I was brought up with the notion and with the thought that that we are perfect and
mm,
everyone does things perfectly. So
mm,
I set really high standards to myself. I still do, but
mm,
I'm getting better at actually being okay with not being okay, and with actually failure, because that is the way ahead.
mm. And
Uh,
showing yourself grace, right?
Sorry.
Showing yourself grace.
Uh,
Allowing yourself to be imperfect, to
it's
make those mistakes.
Yeah, but it's fun when you do. It's fun when you actually, yeah, because one thing is actually saying it, another thing is living it.
Mm,
And that has been a process. I've had depression, I've had anxiety, I've had panic attacks. I've had stress twice where I literally shut down in my left side, so I couldn't stand. My mom,
burnout.
yeah, and we all have those things in our life. It's not
Hmm.
that life is perfect. It certainly
No.
isn't. It shouldn't be. I don't want it to be, because I learn every time. And the people that are really testing us are the best people that we can wish for in our lives. For the people that test us
Mm,
really makes us change our perspective really fast,
yes.
because we need to.
Yes.
So changing your perspective is not easy, because you really only change your perspective when you feel like that you need to, and that
Mm,
is when you are either choosing to get out of your comfort zone, or being pushed. And
Mm,
life tends to push you when you
mm,
need to change direction.
mm. This makes me remember, conversations that I've had with you. Where I've come to you and I'm frustrated and I'm having a hard time. And you help me to, I think, change the phrasing that I'm using, change the narrative that I'm actually using, like in the way that I'm speaking to myself and allowing myself to see things. Um, you change that, you help me to change that. And I'm sure that you've done this with many others,
You
right?
chose, yeah. I always, yeah. Thank you. I have makeup on, so I'm not going to cry. Because that's
But
another part of our conversations. One of us always cries. But
yes.
yeah, but it's my turn, but I'm not going to. Yeah, it's true. It is how you talk to yourself because,
Yes.
and again, how would you talk to a friend? Would
Mm,
you talk to a friend the same way that you talk to yourself? Because we have
yes.
that self voice in here all
Mm,
constantly all the time, and people that say that don't have it, good for you.
mm,
um I'm so happy for you because I know a lot of people, and actually most of the people that I know
mhm.
have that little voice, and including me,
Yes.
with the self doubt because we are brought up that way. And
Yes.
actually, it's also natural. It's a part of us because
Yes.
our brain and our body is programmed to actually make sure that we are alive. That means
Yes.
that our brain is constantly feeding us thoughts. Are you sure you want to do that? Because
Hmm.
fear is a part of making sure we stay alive so we don't wander out on the street where there's cars moving and so on.
Yes.
The brain just doesn't stop asking if we're sure when we are actually in a safe place.
Hmm.
So, making sure that our brain is telling us the good things is our responsibility. And now
Mm.
people are going, but aren't the brain and us the same? That's a matter of opinion, and I won't go into that today because last time I said something like that, people went, "Oh, our brain is in us and everything." No, so but my opinion is that our brain is we should take it as not being our friend
Mm.
regarding
Mm.
happy thoughts, regarding keeping us alive. It
Yes, it
is
is.
because that's down to biology and the caveman brain and everything that comes with that. It makes
Yes.
sure that we are alive, but we need to train our brain like a muscle. If
Yes.
we want to have happy thoughts, if we want to see things in a perspective of the positive, we need every day to choose to say the good things to ourselves and
Yes.
out there.
Yes. And to choose to see things differently so
Yeah,
that our internal conversations with ourselves are good and positive and guide us in the right direction. Thank you. Let's say hello to people that are watching. Hello to you, Jamin. Thank you for being here. And then we have the king of process, Dave. How I wish I could have you on this show. Dave Chrysler, he says, "Hey everyone, stopping by to say hello, but I can't stay long. I hope everyone is having an amazing day." So, just so you know, if you don't know about LinkedIn, LinkedIn is a community. We have formed a community of people that support one another. And so he's not just speaking to Michelle and I, but also to the people that are tuned in as well. So nice to have you here, Dave. Hello, Kristen. She says, yes, community is there to help us be the best versions of ourselves. Awesome. Yeah, please read this.
Yeah, I saw it before.
I know. I
Yeah.
saw you laughing. Hello, Calvin Lawrence.
And he's
Thank you for
actually my
being here.
brother. He's my brother
Yes,
from another
yes.
mother.
He says, "What? What?
Yeah.
Michelle Quick on Inga's show? Wow."
Yeah.
And then he says, "Where have you been, Michelle?"
Yeah.
But
And actually, Calvin, he writes me almost every day or a couple of times a week. Again, coming
me too.
down to being online
Mm.
is not superficial.
No, it's not.
It's feelings, and Calvin and I have had a lot of conversation, and I always love having conversations with him. The most awful part about connecting with people like you and Calvin is that we are so far apart.
Yes.
So I needed to make a community here because, again, coming down to,
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling lonely
Mm-hmm.
uh, because I used my energy, and well put energy, on the community online, and
Yes.
I was finding myself being lonely. That's
Mm.
part of it. But
Mm.
so I needed to rethink a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah. Calvin's commenting on the black eyes. So, for people that are listening and not watching, Michelle has very light blue eyes. So,
Oh,
can you imagine them turning black? Oh my God. Ileana says, I say 1 foot in front of the other.
exactly.
Yes. One step at a time, 1 foot in front of the other. And I love to see the networking going on in the comments. If you are watching and you see somebody that you're not connected to, please connect with each other. Everybody that's here are heart centered individuals, and it's nice to see. So connect with each other, you won't be sorry. Won't you please read us Adele Smith's comment here,
I will do
Michelle?
my best. You do know I'm Danish, don't you? Yeah.
Yes, I
Okay.
know. English is not your first language,
Okay.
but you're doing pretty well,
Oh,
I
thank
must
you
say.
so much. So, love the journey you're sharing, Michelle. Carrying the burden and heavy load of perfection is draining, and yet we
Soldier.
soldier on. Yeah, realizing that we can choose to put down or lighten the burden is a breakthrough to
Wholeness and
wholeness and
healing.
healing. Yeah,
Yes. Thank you. Wow,
thank you.
Adele.
And it is, and it's perfectly written, um, because that is what it's all about. Thank you
Mm.
a lot.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, Calvin. It is Wonder Women Wednesday. He's asked, he said, I would love to be on the show with these two amazing ladies. We love you.
Yeah, a lot.
Well, we should make a show about men, Michelle.
Oh, should we
We
should.
should. We
Yeah,
should.
a
And
positive show.
he says, love my sister from another mother.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have Philip Jones tuned in. He says, hey, Inga, thank you for being here, Philip. Nice to see you. And Calvin says, Inga is such a great connector.
Yeah,
Thank
you are.
you.
You are.
I love people. That's what I get out of it. Just,
That's great.
it fills my heart. So let's go back to the questions that we were going to ask you. So, how is your career journey related to the work that you do in your community?
Quite a lot, because I am a social worker, and um, I work with people and I help them. It's sick people or people that are out of jobs, and I help them get from the point that they are and further in life. So I just changed. I've had liveglad.dk for about 15 years. I still have that, but I made a decision that I want to start something new, and that's Your Future You that I'm starting up. And it's actually the same thing as I do as a social worker. So I have a conversation, I listen to them, and I help them come to some conclusion themselves. Sometimes I have a lot of ideas. A lot of times I have a lot of ideas, and I coach them. Now, being a social worker is not about coaching. I put that in myself. That's the sugar on top. Because the most important thing for me is that people feel heard, or that they are listened to, that they feel welcome, that they fit in. Actually, the same things that I've been struggling with. I really do a big number on that, and then things magically happen, because I really think that's a big key to going through hard things in life, is that if you feel that other people understand you and that you feel that you are listened to, you tend to make choices in life that are good for you and healthy.
Mm. I love that. The sugar on top. That's awesome. You know, you and I have had many conversations and we've been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
But I know that there's something that you don't know about me, and that
Surely.
is that I studied social work at university too.
I love that. Of course you did.
Yeah. um, and the one thing that stands out to me about counseling as a social worker, that we were taught was, you don't tell somebody what the solution is. You lead them to be able to discover it for themselves.
Exactly.
And you do it so well.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes I actually also tell people what to do because they need it. But mostly my husband. No, 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 no. Now you know my husband because we've been on
Yes.
one of your shows together, so you know we have a pretty good dynamic. So,
Yes.
but but
That's
it's
why I'm
true.
laughing.
Exactly. My funny husband. No, but
Yes.
uh, that is the key. Um, I, People don't want to be told what to do,
No.
and we shouldn't, because we are always the experts of our own lives, even though we
Yes.
don't always feel like it.
Yes.
We have, again, we also in the back of our heads know what we have to do.
Mm.
That doesn't mean that we do it, because
Mm.
then we feel like that we're obligated to do something else. We're obligated to go to that birthday we really don't want to, or we're obligated to making that dinner, or we're
Mm.
obligated to something. The thing
Yeah.
is that people don't realize is that we actually have a choice. It's just really hard to see that choice if we feel that we are fighting for our lives. And
Yeah.
is it that bad? Yes, it is. It's again coming down to fight, flight, or freeze.
Mm.
Every
Mm.
day, every time of the day, we actually go through those things when we encounter community, because community is, again, really important,
Mm.
and it's really important that we again find the people that lift us.
Yes.
Yeah, but we learn
Yes.
from the people that are actually not lifting us. That this is
Mm.
where we have to choose to see
Wow.
things from a different perspective.
Yes, we do learn from the people that are not lifting us, right? We
Can I
never
say
think
something?
about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
because we're actually coming up now. You know that I'm not a Christian. You know that I believe in love. I
Mm.
believe in the divine, and I believe in light.
Mm.
But coming up to a very important date, it's right around the corner, is Easter. And I actually saw a very wonderful film the other day, because in school they learn about this, and that's the Passion of the Christ.
Mm.
And I
Mm.
was blown away. Now, people, don't let your children under 15 see it, because it's really, really bloody. And
Yeah.
but the thing is that Christ says they love them
Mm,
and forgive them because
mm,
they do not know what they do.
mm.
So we don't get to choose to love or hate the people that are not good to us.
Yep.
We need to love them anyway,
Yeah.
because this is the path and the journey in life, that when we do that, we actually become better
Yeah.
selves.
Yeah. Let me remind. I know I've spoken about this before, so I'm gonna remind those that are still watching. Cherry pie. Anybody knows anything about cherry pie? Cherry pie is a delicious pie, but most of the time you will encounter at least one or two seeds when you eat it. And many people love cherry pie despite the seeds. And why? It's because you eat it and you spit out the seed, right? So, what I'm saying is, yes, you have negative encounters with people. Yes, you face challenges. But what is it that you need to take from that? Well, you take the lesson and you discard the rest. When it's a negative experience, take the lesson and discard the rest because it's all about perspective. That's what
Exactly.
Michelle and I were talking about today. And thank you, Michelle, for being my guest, for saying yes, for coming to celebrate International Women's Month with me. I honor you today. You are a Wonder Woman through and through. And I thank you for how you've poured into my life and into the lives of others.
Thank
Don't
you.
cry.
Yes.
I'm about to. Oh gosh. But just what are your final thoughts for everyone and where can they find you if they'd like to connect?
Where can they find me? Find me on LinkedIn. That's the easiest way. Go into LinkedIn. That because I'm turning every not I'm turning a lot of things upside down, as I always do. But find me on LinkedIn. That's and write to me. I'm
Mm.
actually I want to reach out. I'm actually looking for people because I'm starting a new project and I need people. It's totally free to be yeah, to want to answer some questions. So I'm going to actually uh, you need a stable connection. You need to have Zoom or WhatsApp or something like that. I'm looking for people who want to talk a little bit
Mhm.
about themselves, about the relationship with themselves, because this project is going to be worldwide, and I'm not going to reveal anything else. But if you want to be a part of that project, please give me a ping. Uh, um, Please do it on
Yes.
LinkedIn because then I see it.
Yes.
So yeah, and other than that, what I want to say to people: give yourself time.
Mm.
And if you feel overwhelmed, if you don't know what the next step is, it's because you're not supposed to take that next step.
Yeah.
Shift your perspective, look right here, close
Mm.
your eyes, take a deep breath, and be okay where you are because you're doing pretty damn fabulous. And I can say that from the heart because you're all doing great because you're here and you're breathing and you lived
Yes.
through lockdown and COVID. So go on and be your own fabulous self and be strong because you are loved.
Wow. Thank you, Michelle. And again, we're shifting this conversation to africa.co.za. The link, the website is scrolling across your screen right now. And if you'd like to be part of the conversation on the WhatsApp group, please send us a message at +2769714452004. It would be amazing to have you there supporting us. And Michelle, thank you again. You are amazing.
Mm.
And anybody that is willing to have a conversation with her, please send her a message on LinkedIn. And if you cannot find her, please send me a message and I will connect you with her. Just quickly looking at the comments, Calvin.
He's blowing up the messages.
Yes, he is. Let me just acknowledge what he's saying. He said, "You are both such beautiful women and incredible leaders." Thank you, Calvin. He also says, Michelle has a great husband, but what would you expect? Yes, she does. Frank is amazing. And the two of them are hilarious together. I've hosted them on my other show before, and wow, what
Mm.
a power couple.
Thank you.
Calvin says, the passion of the Christ is powerful. And he says, that is so beautiful, Michelle, and so true. And he loves cherry pie. So remember, when you eat cherry pie, you take a bite, and if there's a seed, you spit it out. And that is it. That's the same with life. If you're having a negative experience, take the lesson and discard the rest. Wow. Calvin says he loves cherry pie despite the seeds or anything bitter. Somebody from Facebook says, that's so right, Inga. Perspective of life. Wow. Wayne Southgate from New Zealand says, thank you, Michelle and Inga. And Calvin says, I see two Wonder Women in this room. And
Oh, thank
somebody
you.
is commenting on Facebook. I need to go check who this is, but they said they couldn't reach us earlier. And those are such lovely words. We are loved. Thank you, Michelle. And thank you, Inga. Thank you so much. And Adele says, thank you for this powerful and high impact dialogue. Calvin, of course, is agreeing with her. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Go and join us on Africa Radio's website. You can listen live as we switch this conversation over a few minutes later, but we are here and we had an amazing conversation. Thank you, Michelle, and I'll see you on the other side. See you next Wednesday for those that are watching still. Be blessed and talk soon. Bye now.
Hey.
I'm just playing some music for everyone there.
Okay, so we're not live.
No. Oh,
Okay.
let's end the broadcast. I think we're still live. It's